What is the metaverse?
Metaverse. The metaverse.
The metaverse. The metaverse.
What's a metaverse, you might be asking? Well,
What is a metaverse? Welcome to the metaverse.
Metaverse demos and what are important for investors to have in mind when they're watching this as well.
Hello, global investor, and welcome back. The metaverse is coming, and this virtual reality world will change the way we live and work. For those of you who don't know, it's a blockchain-based platform that allows users to create and share digital assets and entire worlds without any need for a middleman. But how should investors invest in metaverse? Watch our video to find out. Welcome to Gold Bull, the place where future successful investors gather and get inspired. If you have not subscribed yet, you are missing out. Alright, let's get started. In the last video, we have discussed what the metaverse is and the 4 stages of it. In this video, we'll talk about how to invest in the metaverse. If you did not watch the last video, you can click the card right above anytime during the video to go back to the last video. Okay, how should we investors plan out our investment strategy? First of all, we must be clear that the development of any technology or new concept requires a process. A fat man can't be made in one bite on the basis of any concept, just like the concept of the metaverse. We are still far away from the ultimate form of the metaverse. Even the 3.0 or 2.0 form of the metaverse is also far away indefinitely. If we want to make a deployment for investment now, we can only deploy the 1.0 form of the metaverse, and at most, I will only put a little bit of the achievable part of the 2.0 elements. We should not put all of the good expectations for the future placed on businesses to invest in. Objective and logical thinking is critical. We can use a long-term vision to look at any firms from a development standpoint. In the current situation, it is not easy to predict and deploy for investment. Just like if you assume that you are in the 1980s and want to deploy investment strategy in the emerging internet industry. No one can be aware of the internet app-based giants like Yahoo and Google. Even Apple and Microsoft, who existed at that time, couldn't have predicted what their growth would be on the app side. And in fact, they all sank for almost a decade before they really took off. So the real opportunity to change your fortunes during that time was to choose a company like IBM. So let's talk about the opportunities we can take advantage of in this situation. Since the metaverse is a super terminal, it has gathered almost all the latest technologies currently on the market, and it also has the characteristics of freedom and openness. There will not be any situation where there is only one company. What we have to do is to find all the fields involved in the metaverse and pick out the companies that are most likely to benefit from it. Number 1. Infrastructure side of the metaverse. This includes chips, 5G, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing. Chips will provide computing power. 5G will provide fast information transmission. Artificial intelligence will provide algorithms, and cloud computing provides calculations. Among them, I think chip and cloud computing will be the 2 most important applications. The metaverse needs extremely strong computing power and image processing capabilities, which will have high requirements for chips, and in this case, it is unquestionably NVIDIA's domain. In the next few years, it is highly possible that there will be another wave of growth for AR/VR devices. NVIDIA, who has a monopoly on the GPU industry, will undoubtedly become the biggest beneficiary. For cloud computing, the metaverse needs a large number of computing and network resources. The demand for cloud computing will rise to the next level. Several current cloud service companies including Amazon, Microsoft, and Google will benefit from that. Number 2. Hardware side of metaverse. AR/VR devices and technology are in the status of groundbreaking, but it is highly possible that there will be a wave of growth for AR/VR devices in the next few years. Therefore, companies that make these devices will definitely benefit, and related technologies will also become the target of capital pursuit, such as eyeball recognition, body language recognition, etc. The AR/VR hardware leader is Facebook's Oculus helmet, and Microsoft and Google also have similar products, and the restrained Apple is also likely to launch a new VR device next year. Although Facebook is in the leading position, Apple, which combines soft and hard to the extreme, is also likely to become the biggest spoiler. Number 3. Metaverse Content Creation Platform.
In the phases of 1.0 and 2.0 of the metaverse, an ever-increasing number of individuals is required to develop new games and applications in the metaverse. Therefore, companies that provide developer platforms will have good prospects. Companies that are currently competitive in this area include game engine platform Unity, industrial 3D design company, Autodesk, and known as the first metaverse company, Roblox. I personally would be more optimistic about Unity's development on the game development platform than the hotly discussed Roblox. Because Unity, a large number of game resources, can well achieve scale effects and help creators monetize. Unity recently co-developed a VR game development application with Microsoft, allowing developers to design VR scenes through an editor. Obviously, Unity also knows that VR games are the future of the industry, at least for Form 1.0 of the metaverse. Number 4. Metaverse application. The application side is the most difficult to foresee in all areas because many applications of the metaverse are still in the stage of imagination. Just like in the 1980s, who would have thought that the search engines on the internet would become such an important application? At present, in the era of 1.0 in the metaverse, the scenes that can be determined to be realized are social networks, games, and remote meetings. The ones most likely to benefit here are Facebook, now Meta, and Tencent. After all, the social network is the most important scene in the early source universe, and both companies have already made arrangements and plans in this field. In addition, there is also a clear entrant in the commercial applications. That is Microsoft. Microsoft has not only developed a HoloLens VR helmet for commercial use, but also has launched many virtual commercial applications. The virtual meeting uses Office software in the virtual scene. Since Microsoft has already focused on the business activities of the future of metaverse of business, it is very likely that it is still Microsoft's world. Number 5. Digital currency. Metaverse needs a set of its own economic system and currency system, and it cannot be finalized by a company or even a government. This means that a safe, non-tamperable, and privacy-guaranteed decentralized currency system becomes very important. Therefore, blockchain and cryptocurrency still have a lot of room for development in the metaverse system. The metaverse of the future will have a lot of space for digital asset exchanges, virtual malls, virtual reality financial services, etc. Many virtual products and related intellectual property rights will inevitably be produced in the metaverse system, such as digital artwork, virtual real estate, and so on. So NFT will also become one of the important applications. At the end of the video, I want to talk to you about my personal views on the metaverse. The concept of metaverse involves many fields, and the companies involved are also some of the most influential large companies today. I think the development of the metaverse will inevitably completely break the living environment of the current technology giants. Just like when we moved from PC to mobile internet more than 10 years ago, the technology giants fight against each other. The emergence of the metaverse this time will be a tragic drama, like the ferocious battle that preceded it. In the fierce battle of the mobile internet, Apple and Google stood up. Nokia, Dell, and Yahoo were completely defeated. Microsoft and Facebook were also reborn after being hit and finally created a new generation of internet giants, FAANG, which are 5 prominent American technology companies: Meta, formerly known as Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Alphabet, formerly known as Google. The development of the mobile internet today is close to a bottleneck. The metaverse may be the concept that breaks this bottleneck. In this fierce battle, no company can retreat completely and no company can surely win. Dear Gold Bull investors, the metaverse is coming. I am excited. Are you? I do suggest investing early to avoid regret later since you are with our channel at the early phase. But be aware that it still needs time to be developed, and Metaverse has not yet been fully implemented. Thank you for watching the Metaverse Investment Strategy video. If you have any concerns or suggestions, feel free to leave a message below. If you have not subscribed yet, you are missing out on more exciting possibilities to become a Gold Bull investor getting high-quality financial content updated regularly. Alright, see ya!